7 Nut Shots
no,
on
it's
YouTube.
it's not on
Ramzy
YouTube
is the comedian
because my
who...
family is went crazy when I put it on YouTube. It's only on Funny or Die.
Oh,
They're like, why would you, hurt yourself? Because, Brent is the last person that you want to trust. So when I told him to kick me in the balls, he kicked me as hard as he could. That's why I flew into the wall.
Yeah, you went face down, man. I thought you were really hurt there. And then the video cuts out, so I'm like, did they have to call 911 or what?
I don't know, dude.
I can't find the video.
It's just called 7 Nut Shots, and then the Nut Shots is one word.
Okay. Once I find this, I'll share it in the chat room, unless you know the link right off the top of your head.
Right at the top of my head, of course. It's one of the best videos, funniest videos. It's Nut Shots, one word, but it has like a dash between nuts and shots.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I found it. I've got it up now. I'm sharing it in the chat room so everybody can watch you get kicked in the nuts repeatedly.
It's only 40 seconds.
Now, how did you recover from that?
Well, I'll be honest. That was my last day in Chicago. So me and Brent were just kind of just recording everything. Like, I threw a snake on him. We jumped into a well. Those videos are on YouTube, but the nut shot, we were just. I had all this body gear from boxing, and I was just like, all right, well, kick me in the balls. Mm-hmm. And then right before that, we found a dead dragonfly, and I was giving it a blowjob, and Brent thought it was like the funniest thing, because Brent has like a very immature humor, I'm like, look, Brent, I'm giving a dragonfly a blowjob. Yeah, it's all on. It's called, the entire film is called, non-abled, because Brent gets really pissed off if you call him disabled.
Oh,
and
okay.
So it's called non-abled.
Is he going to call in tonight?
I'm trying to reach him. I've been hearing bad things, that he's been walking around streets, picking up garbage, going to tobacco shops, and like soliciting, and like, I don't, it gets, how with Brian things are always bad, so I don't want to give him a bad image or anything, but I guess he projectile vomited all over his house, and his front door was revoked from the government, so he has no front door.
They took his front door. Was he making payments on it or something?
It was like a really expensive Italian, because he's 100% Italian, and but they can't legally kick him out because he's disabled. So he's just chilling, and his parents are actually in Chicago Heights at the other house. But he just doesn't want want anybody telling him what to do, because he thinks, and I don't know if he's right or not, but he thinks that because he was born, we were talking about genetic predisposition, but he thinks because he was born disabled, that he could do whatever he wants, because he's been confronted by the police so many times, and they will not put him in jail. And he already gets $600 a month from the government, and the government can't kick him out of his house, although they filed for bankruptcy about over 2 years ago. But he's just chilling, and everything's boxed up. All the ceiling tiles are gone. There's spider webs everywhere. There's dog shit everywhere. It's there's formaldehyde. I mean, it's not sanitary. It's very unhealthy. But that's what he likes. He loves that.
Well, let's talk about him for a minute. Do you think he's listening to this show right now? Can we talk frankly?
No, because I don't think his phone works, and I don't think he has access to a phone. He says that he could do FaceTime, but I know that Brent does not know how to do FaceTime, and when I saw him in July, in the beginning of July, and his phone was cracked to shreds. And he spent $125 at a gambling at slot machines, and he won $580. But I mean, he's at the bar every single day. He lives about a football field away from a bar, so he's just always hanging out at the bar and getting drunk and trying to. If he was, I'm not trying to give him a bad image. He would admit it if he was talking to us right now. But he's always trying to get like cheap shots on girls. Like, dude, I don't even know why we're friends with him, because he's just an unholy human being, you know.
Yeah, Grandpa Al, are you still there?
He said, "I'll be right back."
Okay. Well, for those that don't know, we're talking about a friend that Ramzy kind of took under his wing. And Tinfish is possibly right now going through a major depressive episode. And it could be worse. It could be long-term depression. And we're worried that something might happen. And we thought that maybe if we could get him on the show, get him back into doing comedy. He likes to do stand-up. He's not afraid of anything, has been my experience. I mean, I've seen some videos of him doing stand-up. He doesn't care if he's funny or not. He just keeps on plowing through. And I'm afraid that he may be in a position right now of really losing hope.
Yeah, he just texted me. He said, "I'm 30 years old. My life is over." He won't talk about suicide. He won't talk about divorce. He told somebody, I don't want to get too far into it, but I mean, it's definitely therapy. When he gets to talk to you, he feels a lot better about himself. He can't get a job because of his disability.
What is his disability? What's the textbook definition of it?
He said myocognitive autism.
Myocognitive autism. My God. No, we've had him on the show before. I see you guys talking in chat room. Tinfish has been on the show before, but the problem I have with him is he moves in his presentation at about 5 miles per hour, and as you know, on a radio show, you got to keep it at least up at 50, because once you dip down below that, people lose interest. They want fast movement. I don't know what it is about radio shows, but if you've ever listened to some of the PBS radio shows, you see why they don't do too well. Because people are taking things very slowly. And that doesn't work for anybody.
And the worst thing is that he always does non sequiturs. Like he keeps on saying he's the alpha, and which is a non sequitur, and like you'll be talking about sports, and then he'll just go on and talk about shoelaces. Like that's his way of maintaining his superiority. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to reach out to that kid, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like there's an easy solution for this guy. Is he living with his mother? Who's he living with?
He's living alone. I mean, from what I know, and he's gotten really violent. His neighbor checks in on him. He tries to fight him. He said that he and I don't want to get too far into it. I hope for the best for him. I hope he doesn't. I mean, I know it's things are going to get worse, but I hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're right.
Well, if there's nothing we can,
you're right about him. Not having any fear. We did a show in Joliet. It was called the Fuck Fest, and I was the first one. It's called the Drunken Donut in Joliet, and the party was called the Fuck Fest, and I started off, and then that was about 8:30, and then at about 1:30, there was this band that was too afraid to go on because there were so many people. and he's like, dude, this is my calling, this is me. And he went up there, and he's just like staring down on people that were staring at him, and he was just about to walk off. And this is what always happens. And I'm like, and I'll just start giving him jokes that he just can't remember. You know, I'll yell out, you know, tell your fly fishing joke, tell your McDonald's joke, and then he'll just kind of get in the groove, and he'll start telling jokes. And they loved him, man. I could not believe. I guess he went back. But there was a bunch. It was the end of a senior year at some Joliet High School. So there's about 100 people there, and it's actually on his channel. And he just destroyed it, man. He was talking about just the most random, weird things, but he was able to play off his you know, he does that whole he has this whole act of like being like a badass. I can't really explain it, you know, but he does the same act every time. You know, he tries not to limp because he has like a limp, and you know, and he plays like a real tough guy.
Well, these guys in the chat room, Ramzy, are begging for some comedy. Can we make them laugh tonight? What do you think we can do? Can we do voice imitations? Can we tell some jokes?
What do you call... hold on. Why do they call it a Wonder Bra?
Why do they call it a Wonder Bra? Who knows in the chat room? Nobody.
Because when they take the bra off, you wonder where the tits went.
Yeah, Rick's laughing. I knew he would. I almost had a threesome last night. I just needed 2 more people. Do you do any voice impersonations, Ramzy? I've been working on a few. I've actually been watching videos on how to learn to do more.
Voice... No, but I have a joke that Brent wrote. But yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Jokes are much funnier than my voice impersonations. In fact, I'll just narrate as if I were Don Imus while you do the joke. God damn it, man! Are you going to tell the joke, or are you going to sit there with your thumb up your ass all day here? Jesus Christ.
All right, this is Brent's joke. What's the difference between a good man and a bad man in prison? Hold on. What's the difference between a good man and a bad man in prison?
The difference between a good man and a bad man in prison. It must have something to do with a condom, but I can't quite put it together in my head.
A good man gets fucked in the ass by a worse man, while the bad man spies from a security room. The bad man doesn't get any love.
Epic fail.
Sometimes I laugh, but it's only when I hear things that are funny, you asshole.
Yeah.
You should come out to the rant, support the kids with cancer. The kids have cancer. Tell me another joke, Ramzy. Any jokes out there? Any jokes? The guy called in. He's a comedian. I want him to make me laugh.
Can I have a Hitler joke, but I don't know if that's appropriate.
I love Hitler jokes. That fucking asshole, fascist bastard. I'll bitch smack him if I can ever invent a time machine. Go back in time and give him a little bitch smack with my cowboy hat. Go ahead. Hitler jokes are welcome here.
What did Hitler say to the black Jew? Get your ass to the back of the oven. Why?
That's messed up,
why
y'all.
don't men like to go down on girls? Because it's too close to the gas chamber. What?
Did you just fart? Did you just fart?
No. What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back?
I have no idea. Yeah, there's your laugh track, Barco. That's a good one. That's a good. I like that joke. Ramzy, what do you think makes people laugh in today's world of comedy instead of jokes? Do you think it's playing the
Let me tell.
crowd?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.